This is American Cancer Society making strides against breast cancer, the #1 breast cancer movement in the country. We are the movement, the hope, the future. Celebrating the courage of survivors and thrivers. Be the movement. Sign up for the walk. Be the hope. Support a survivor. Be the future. Donate to help end breast cancer. Sign up today.
Join Fox 35 at Lake Eola Park, October 26th.
We are getting right into this tonight. Hurricane Milton is now a monster Category 5 storm heading towards Florida. It is getting close to breaking a record for the strongest storm ever in the Gulf of Mexico. Millions of people are under evacuation orders tonight, and the message is very clear. Get ready because all of Central Florida will be impacted by this storm. Good evening, everybody. I'm Luann Sorrell.
Thank you for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Manny Martinez. We start our live team coverage tonight with the latest from Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Berggren. Noah.
Yeah, Manny, guys, things continue to trend slower and stronger for Hurricane Milton. So here's the latest for Central Florida. This is going to be a very major impact for all of us. I know many of you might be wondering about this county, that county, my city. I could just say broadly, if you're listening to this, this will be a very major impact in Central Florida. There will be widespread power outages. There will be widespread wind damage, tree damage, and it could be extended in some areas across our region. The peak of the storm, at least as of the data I'm seeing tonight, looks to be between 6 o'clock Wednesday and noon Thursday. That has pushed a little bit later relative to the last few days. All right, let me walk you through this graphic slowly. So this is for Central Florida. We'll start at the top with tornadoes. There's no tornado risk Wednesday morning. So tomorrow's a quiet day. There's some showers. You have the entire day to finish your preps. Wednesday evening, Wednesday overnight into Thursday morning, several tornadoes are probable, of EF0, 1 or 2 strength. Generally, in these high-end hurricanes, you almost always have some level of tornado occurrence on the east side. We didn't have a lot with Debbie. We didn't have a lot with Helene here. We had some warnings. There's certainly a very high threat for tornadoes on the east side Wednesday p.m. Everybody's going to see hurricane force gusts, and they will peak 75 or higher miles an hour. So Disney World, Osceola, Brevard, Orange Lake, Seminole, Marion. If you're listening to this, the wind gusts, I think everybody at some point, especially Wednesday night into Thursday morning, 75 plus. And the winds, I've got this into Thursday p.m. for Volusia and Flagler County. That's when the winds will be strongest there. As is typical in most hurricanes, it doesn't rain every hour of the hurricane, but along and north of the track, a foot or more of rain will fall. Isolated spots of 15 to 20 inches of rain. We will expect a storm surge in our coastal communities of Flagler and Volusia County up to 5 feet, but that will not occur till mid to late morning or even early afternoon on Thursday. Here's the latest cone with the warnings. You've got hurricane warnings in pink, as many of you probably, or all of you, heard your phone go off from the EAS tone earlier today. Here it is zoomed in. If you're in Brevard, Volusia, Flagler, and you're saying, we're not under a hurricane warning, why is that? Hasn't been issued yet. It probably will be. We will see hurricane warnings get extended to our East Coast either later tonight or I would assume tomorrow from the National Weather Service. So right now the hurricane warnings include most of Central Florida. In terms of storm surge, this will be unfortunately a major record-setting, historic, astronomical surge along and south of the track. This is showing up to 15 feet even north of Tampa. That's because there's still some uncertainty where the eye will come in. Right now, along and south of the eye, a 10 to 12, 15-foot surge into Anna Maria Island, Venice, Bradenton, Sarasota, Tampa Bay is probably going to occur at this point. And surge will extend even down to Fort Myers Beach, but less so, but still significant and extremely impactful of 6 to 8 feet. And then you see on our East Coast, this is on the backside Thursday. So this surge is Wednesday night. This surge is really Thursday midday that it occurs. In the Tampa area, could be again double Helene, which would challenge the all-time record from the Great Gale of 1848. One thing I will note about our East Coast storm surge, you are outlined down by Cocoa Beach, Merritt Island areas, but if I had to draw a line, I'd say it's about here in north where I'm a little more concerned about the surge. Once you get south of the Space Center, I don't know how much surge there will be, just because by the time the winds come around onshore into Cocoa Beach, the storm will really be pulling away. It's really up in here where I think we'll see the most surge for our area. Palm Coast, Ormond by the Sea, Daytona Beach, and that'll be Thursday morning and Thursday midday. So there's your hurricane tonight, 180-mile-an-hour sustained winds moving due east at 10. The pressure is an astronomically low 897 millibars. It's currently undergoing an eye wall replacement cycle. It's possible once that is complete, we see the pressure and the wind increase in intensity more overnight, and that currently places Milton in very rare territory. It is the 5th strongest hurricane by pressure ever documented in the Atlantic Basin, record since 1851. Wilma in 2005 ranks number 1 at 882 millibars, and it's possible Milton could challenge that record from Wilma overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. I've got a whole bunch of new graphics to walk you through the hour-by-hour forecast for here in Central Florida. I'll show you our new Fox model coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Noah, thank you. And our live team coverage continues tonight in Volusia County, where mandatory evacuations start Wednesday morning.
Fox 35's Kelsey Cairns is live in Volusia tonight. And Kelsey, you spoke with some neighbors in a mobile home community. There's some of the people who will have to leave.
Yes, that's exactly right. And that's because communities just like where I'm standing right here are really vulnerable to damage. So I want to bring up that graphic that Noah just showed you in his weather report off the top of the hour. You may have seen those counties and those cities all outlined in pink. That was because of that hurricane warning. So I actually picked a mobile home community that's really right smack dab in the midst of all of that pink in Volusia County. So we're actually right here inside the Lake Helen community, Lake Helen Villa, where the neighbors here are really just planning to ride it out, as you mentioned. We spoke to these ladies who were hanging out on their porch this evening before Fox 35 rolled up to ask them how they were preparing for the storm.
There's not a lot that I can do. I live in a manufactured home. It's a mobile home. So I'll be staying.
Sure. Do you plan on utilizing any of the shelters if needed?
Yes, there's a shelter quarter of a mile from us. If we have to go, we'll go.
Now, I'm going to show you right on your screen now who has to evacuate in Volusia County. So it's not just areas near the beaches. So starting at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, areas east of the Intracoastal Waterway, that's Halifax, Indian, and St. Johns Rivers. If you live east of that, if you live, once again, in a manufactured or mobile home, just like where we are tonight. Also, if you live in a low-lying area or if the area where you live is prone to flooding, even if you have a home that's high above the ground. Also, all campsites and RV recreational parks are also under this evacuation order. And I'm also going to read off on my screen here just to make sure I have this correct. There are shelters as well that we just kind of mentioned in that little soundbite that you heard from that neighbor. And some of them are non-pet friendly. There are pet friendly shelters, but also shelters for people with special needs. So 2 of those that are pet friendly, if I have a few seconds here, Creekside Middle School and University High School. Also, those are non-pet friendly, excuse me. Pet friendly includes DeLand and Mainland High Schools and Volusia Fairgrounds as well. Also, to wrap this up, special needs shelters include Galaxy and David C. Hinson Senior Middle School. So those are a list of all of those shelters. But of course, if we just ran through them quickly here in Volusia County, we'll have a list of all of those on our website. And of course, if you don't have it already, you can download the Fox 35 app, stay up to date in Volusia County, and of course, learn about all those rules that follow the evacuation order. And following on the evacuation order, coming up at 10:30 later on in this broadcast, hear from Sheriff Mike Chitwood, who explains what he's also enforcing with these evacuations. So that's coming up later. Live in Volusia County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Kelsey. Marion County also issuing mandatory evacuations. This for people in mobile homes, RVs, and homes built before 1994. The order takes effect tomorrow. 10 shelters across the county open at 6 tomorrow night. And our live team coverage continues now with the scramble for sandbags.
So many people showed up today to this one location you see here in Seminole County. They ran out of sand. Fox 35's Marie Edinger is joining us live from there in Lake Mary. So, Marie, people need to show up bright and early tomorrow morning if they need some sandbags.
Right, Luann, I am in Lake Mary, and you can see I'm standing on what used to be a pile of sand. They also ran out of sand bags earlier today, not just the sand. So it was a mad scramble here earlier in the day. There were tons of people coming through, pretty confused, and having to just wind up leaving and hoping to come back in the morning. You can see this area does have some shovels now. That's actually a new development. They were all taken up earlier when we were here. So if you're going to any sandbag location, it's probably a good idea to bring your own shovel, and you might want to go ahead and bring your own bags. There will be more here in the morning. The county did say that they'll be replacing those, but some people had allotted this time specifically this afternoon or evening to this task. So they're kind of worried about that.
There are no bags at all. There's only the sand.
Now a lot of people are coming out because the rain has stopped, but they don't have no bags and they don't have no shovel. So I don't know what they're doing. They're just looking.
That woman who you've just heard from at the end there, she had a tip for people involving a tarp and how to place it. We'll be talking more about that tonight at 11. Live in Lake Mary, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
Thank you, Marie. Seminole County leaders say residents have filled up with more than 40,000 sandbags just in the last few days. We have a running list online of where and when you can stock up. All across Central Florida. That's at our website, fox35orlando.com.
And depend on Fox 35 News as we continue to track the very latest on Hurricane Milton. We will have continuing coverage on Fox Local and the Fox 35 News app. Also, if you lose power during the storm, you can still get updates and watch our live coverage on those apps, as well as the Fox 35 Storm Team Weather app.
We're just getting started on this Monday. Still ahead, millions of people are hitting the road and heading out of Milton's path. We update you on the rush of travelers getting out of Florida.
And it's not just people. Animals are also getting ready to weather the storm. Find out how one zoo is keeping their critters safe.
Plus, Milton is hitting thousands of families while they're already down, still cleaning up from Helene. We show you the massive piles of debris piled up around Tampa.
After a car crash, the big insurance companies you see advertising on TV, they may try to downplay your case and might say it's only a fender bender or it's just a herniated disc. I worry that some law firms fall for this BS. Not us. We put ourselves in your shoes and ask, what would it be like to be in your pain for the rest of our lives? $1 million wouldn't be enough for me. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
The critically acclaimed hit, Accused, is back, and you can watch anytime.
You want to play? Let's play. I have to do this.
Accused, all new Tuesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on Hulu.
We Love Florida is now streaming on Fox Local. Get exclusive access to thrilling attractions like roller coasters! Download Fox Local now on your smart TV and binge new episodes of We Love Florida.
Here in Central Florida, our weather is always changing. The weather doesn't care about your plans, but I do. I'm a meteorologist, a scientist. I love to be outside. Yeah. Every morning, I'll give you the fastest, smartest, down-to-the-street information to help you start your day. I know how important quality time is with your family. I will not waste your time. It's a great day to have a good day. Join me on Good Day Orlando. You can depend on me.
We continue to track Hurricane Milton. We've got hurricane warnings in effect for most of Central Florida in the pink colors here. We're getting some new information into the Weather Center right now. We'll go through everything you need to know. Coming right up.
I'm deeply connected to my family's history and culture, and that's why I love living in Orlando. In the morning, every minute matters, and as a traffic anchor, I'm going to help you save some time. I'm a human GPS. I can't help it. I'll see you on Good Day Orlando.
I'm David Martin from Good Day Orlando, and I'll show you why we love Florida. Now streaming on Fox Local. We Love Florida is your passport to fun. Get exclusive access to thrilling attractions like roller coasters! Plus, places to hike, kayak, and snorkel. Download Fox Local now on your smart TV and binge new episodes of We Love Florida.
Hurricane season is here, and that means storms can form anytime, anywhere. That's why the Fox 35 Storm Team is always tracking, so you know what's coming. From the first sign of a tropical storm to its projected path and how severe it may be. We monitor conditions and keep you updated every step of the way. Stay ahead of the storm all season long. Download the Fox 35 Storm Team weather app. We live here too, and we're here to keep you safe, your family and ours. Depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Things are getting gnarly.
Fox Wednesday, the floor gets more strategic than ever.
I'm being lied to.
Categories, acronyms.
I don't know.
Now it's official.
The Floor, all new after The Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
Welcome back. We continue to track Category 5 Hurricane Milton at this hour.
So we're here now with Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Berggren with a brand new Fox model you just got.
That's correct, Manny, and it's going to give you a really good handle here coming up in a second of how this is going to play out. But I want to start you with the here and now tonight. Things are pretty quiet, just a couple of light showers up around Gainesville, not expecting much tonight. One concern I have, and we've talked about, if you were here 20 years ago, Charlie, when it came through Central Florida, if you're unaware, Charlie was the benchmark wind damage hurricane for Orlando area residents. It produced hurricane force gusts up and down the I-4 corridor. But before Charlie, it was very wet and very rainy. In the last week, we've had 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of rain in spots. And over the last 2 months, some spots have gotten more than double the amount of rain that's typical, even for Florida in the rainy season. So the ground is very saturated. You throw another foot of rain on that with hurricane force winds, there's going to be a lot of tree damage and impact. Some more showers and downpours in South Florida, but those are no impact to us. Actually, as of the 11 o'clock advisory, which is not in yet, but I'm just predicting what it's going to be, the pressure may have decreased a little bit because it's undergoing an eyewall replacement cycle and also a little bit of land interaction there with northern Mexico. So the intensification has halted for right now, but there are indications that tomorrow it will re-intensify. So we will see how they update the track. You can see still maintaining Category 5 with gusts tomorrow afternoon, still 215 with sustained winds 175. This is like Katrina in this particular manner. It went from a 5 to a 4 to a 3. I don't want you to think because it's going from a 5 to a 4 to a 3, oh, we're going to get off easy. That is not the case. Yes, it is going to come down in category, but that's deceiving because like an ice skater, I'm going to spin on TV. Imagine holding your hands really close to your body and spinning really fast. If you were spinning on ice skates and started to put your hands out farther, that's what the hurricane is doing, is as it slows down, it's like the ice skater putting their hands further from their body, and the wind field expands a lot farther from the center. And that process will happen very quickly, unusually quickly, Wednesday night. Right now, it's a teeny hurricane, comparatively so. When it makes landfall, the hurricane force winds will extend well away from the center, which means more people see hurricane force winds. And the center comes right over Orlando overnight Thursday, and then by Thursday night into Friday, this is bound for Bermuda in the Atlantic. Here's the zoom in of the eye. Again, in terms of the surge in Tampa, it's all about where the eye goes. If the eye goes where the Hurricane Center forecasts, there will be, unfortunately, some extreme storm surge. When the governor, the Hurricane Center, over the years, people in emergency management, people over the years have done stories. What's the worst case scenario for Tampa? It's that. So we're gonna hope preparations are complete, people are safe, but again, that track, if that track is correct, there will be a foot or more of storm surge into Tampa Bay. Spaghetti modeling continues to indicate very high confidence in the track. The eye of this hurricane will come across Central Florida in our area. Does it go over Melbourne? Does it go over Titusville? It's neither here nor there at this point. The eye is going to come across our area overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Here's my updated thinking with the peak wind gusts, and I've changed this a little bit. I'll zoom this in so you can see. The 100-mile-an-hour gusts or higher in pink, everybody in red, 75 or higher miles an hour. Now, we'll have to watch Volusia and Flagler County on the backside. It's possible some gusts could get over 100 there in Daytona Beach and Palm Coast on Thursday, as the winds will actually get stronger on the backside when it emerges back over the water. So 100 plus on the west side of the state, 75 to 90 Orlando, Lake Mary, Sanford, the Villages. I think 75 to 95 is a good bet. Titusville, Cocoa Beach, the Villages, Ocala. It's possible we might have to add another 100 plus contour there on the northeast part of our coast. So when to be hunkered down by? 2 o'clock in red, 4 o'clock in yellow. That's when you want to be where you're going to be to ride out the storm on Wednesday. So here is our Fox model. I will show you in this particular forecast the rain. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll walk you through the radar simulation. But our Fox model indicates really well what I'm trying to convey to you about the rain. There's the center track. Contrary to what you've been told for many years by meteorologists about the dirty side, the right side, this is a very unique hurricane. The rain will be the most on the left side, on the north side of the track, where there'll be this swath here of 6 to 12, 8 to 15 inches of rain, with some spots you see here maybe 17, 18, 19 inches of rain, where south of the track, guys, the rain is much less Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I'll walk you through our Fox model with the radar simulation through landfall coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Noah. Very thorough. And while we get ready for the storm, others are taking care of animals.
Yeah, see how one zoo is transforming some spaces to create a safe haven for Milton.
I am a very laid-back, down-to-earth family person. I just like to talk about the weather. I'm a weather nut. I've been a weather nut as long as I can remember. I love giving facts about weather history and where we are climatologically. Weather can be scary. Storm anxiety is a real thing. It's my job to keep people calm and to give them a sense that I'm looking out for you, I'm caring for you. And I always had this weird bug for meteorology, and I just can't seem to shake it.
Cancer is one journey no one should take on alone. Your support helps us bring together the best doctors and scientists, accelerating research that's leading to more effective treatments. Join us, and let's go further together.
This is American Cancer Society making strides against breast cancer, the #1 breast cancer movement in the country. Get in on the life-saving impact. Sign up today.
Fox 35 is our exclusive media partner.
We keep our team coverage rolling tonight with the mad dash toward higher ground. Millions of people hit the road today. This here is a look at I-75 outside Tampa. You'll see the cars that are actually on the far right side of your screen. They are using the shoulder to evacuate. DOT opened the shoulders on I-75 and I-4 around noon today. The governor says traffic volume on I-75 North was nearly doubled today. So we see there people trying to leave Tampa and the Tampa Bay area, but tonight thousands are also trying to leave Orlando.
Yeah, as Fox 35's Randy Hildreth shows us, Orlando International Airport is getting ready to shut down on Wednesday, and tonight it's packed.
By Wednesday morning, MCO will likely look like a ghost town. The airport is shutting down operations for commercial passengers, so folks like me and you will not be able to get a flight out. On the flip side, it will remain open to help with relief flights or to accept emergency aid. Airport officials still haven't released what time they will suspend flights ahead of Hurricane Milton. But crews spent time today getting things ready for the storm. This is video of them tying down the passenger boarding bridges. There are 117 bridges total. Now, a shutdown like this doesn't happen often. The last time MCO stopped operations was for Hurricanes Ian and Nicole. The incoming storm had families clamoring to get back to Orlando and others taking precautions to leave. Brooke Adams says she works at the airport, which means she's on call. So she decided to fly her son to family in New Orleans just in case.
By him going back home to New Orleans, it's just better safe than sorry.
It's important because if we lose the power, I'll go very crazy.
And then, so what are you telling Mom? Because I know Mom is staying here.
I'm telling Mom to be safe.
Airport officials are continuing to remind people that the airport is not a shelter. They are asking people not to come here to try to ride out the storm. Now, Orange County officials are opening at least 11 shelters across the county, so there will be places that you can go to safely ride out the storm. That full list is expected to be released by the county soon. Reporting tonight, Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
And Tampa International Airport is suspending all commercial and cargo operations beginning tomorrow at 9 a.m. It will reopen as soon as it's safe to do so after a damage assessment. The Melbourne-Orlando Airport will also close tomorrow at 2 p.m. We've reached out to the Orlando Sanford International Airport about their plans, but so far we have not heard back.
Just ahead, deputies will not be playing around in Volusia County. The fine you'll have to pay if you're caught out after a curfew takes effect.
Shining the light on unsolved crimes.
No human being deserved this.
Searching for answers.
The risk is that somebody that's guilty gets off free.
Inside Central Florida's True Crime Files, streaming now on Fox Local.
It's essential to know that you don't have to confront lung cancer alone. Go-To for Lung Cancer is here for you. We are your community. Visit goto.org today.
Yo, she got her! That's crazy! Oh, you guys seen this?
Hurricane Milton is now a Category 5 beast of a storm churning in the Gulf. Check out this time-lapse video of the storm earlier from outer space. NASA took this shot as the ISS flew over it this morning.
And this hurricane is primed to break records in terms of storm surge and how quickly it has intensified.
We want to get right back to Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Bergeron.
So, Noah, right now we're waiting on the 11 o'clock update.
Yeah, Manny, Lou, that should come out any moment now. We don't have it quite yet, but you'll see our graphics change when we get the update from them. Still has the 8 o'clock advisory, 180 sustained gusts are at about the 210 range right now in miles an hour, due east at 10. Very rare in many ways, but the fact we have a due east moving hurricane in the Gulf. All right, I told Manny and Lou before about our Fox model. Here you go. Look, I think that tells you the story. The track in west, big rain. The track in east, rain, but not big. And that's where there'll be a very big swath here. 10, 12, 15, 18 inches of rain. I'll show you that zoomed in again. So here it is without that. Notice how the track comes in and then goes out. You can clearly see how that rain total is highest on the left side. Not what you would normally find. Here it is zoomed in. Notice a 17, 14, 6. South of the track, not as much. Again, this is a model. This is just an example. That 17 inches there could be over Deltona, or it could be over here. So just take the big picture that north of the eye, there will be major rain and flooding. South of the eye, rain, but not as major. All right, so here's tomorrow. So what you should do tomorrow, if you're new to Florida, you haven't experienced a hurricane before, unless you want to, I'm not going to tell you you shouldn't or what to do, but in Orlando area, if you're in a well-built structure, you've got supplies, you don't need to evacuate. We keep getting questions about, should I evacuate from Orlando? Orlando is where people from Tampa and other places are evacuating to. I mean, if you feel more comfortable going to a friend or family in Georgia, down in the Miami area, by all means, yes. But if you're prepared, you're hunkered down by mid-afternoon Wednesday, we're going to get you through this storm and we're going to be okay. But tomorrow is definitely the day. Finish your hurricane preps by the time the sun goes down. Just some showers during the day. Here we go Wednesday morning now. So Wednesday morning, last-minute preps and things. Here's 11 in the morning. Here come the outer bands. And by the way, if you're curious about my opinion of this model, I think it is as close to right on the nose as any model I can show you right now. And that's just having looked at everything that we have available to us. So 3 o'clock Wednesday, here come the outer bands. And these are the ones that will produce tornadoes. Probably we'll have a lot of tornado warnings. And tornadoes in a hurricane, they move fast, they form fast. They're not on the ground for more than a few minutes. They're not long trackers. Trust me, I know what those are. I've seen them up in Tennessee, Missouri, and Kentucky. These are not those. They're on the ground for 2 minutes. But an EF1 tornado on the ground for 2 minutes is a big deal if it hits you. So that's why we're going to be watching every minute of these radar scans closely Wednesday afternoon and evening. So here's 6:30, tropical bands, significant tornado threat. Here's 8:30 Wednesday. Now we're going to start watching the eye. Here comes the eye approaching Tampa Bay. This is getting into about the 11 o'clock hour Wednesday. And our Fox model indicates the really unfortunate scenario where you maximize the surge into Tampa Bay, because this is not hooking into Florida. It's hitting the state more perpendicular, which is why on the north side of the eye, the wind is offshore here. There's not really a huge storm surge here, if at all. Right south of the eye, it goes from not much, nothing to wow, major in very short order. So that's why miles will make the difference of where that extreme storm surge is into Tampa. Here's 3 in the morning Thursday, so a landfall about midnight to 2 in the morning. Our Fox model takes the eye squarely over Orlando by 7 in the morning Thursday. And these will be the fierce wind-driven rains with hurricane force gusts. But again, notice center north rain, center south not much, but there'll still be the wind south of the eye. The eye emerges off the Space Coast by about 1, 2 o'clock Thursday. Then we get the winds that switch direction out of the northwest heading through Thursday afternoon and evening. Let me show you those wind gusts. Here we are Wednesday. This is not tomorrow. 20 to 30 miles an hour during the day. Here we go into the afternoon and evening, 30 to 40. Here's 7 o'clock. This is our Fox model, same thing I just showed you. Notice we get to about 10:30 Wednesday. We're in the 40 to 50 range. I think all of Central Florida will see 70 to 100 is a good bet every single location. Here's 6 in the morning Thursday. Here comes the eye. Depending on how this is when it comes in. We could have some sun that pokes out in the eye. One of our models is even indicating that you'll see possibly some peaks of sun. Remember, the eye is very calm as it comes across. So here we go into Thursday. Now notice the backside winds. I think that the backside winds are the strongest as they come around the eye, and these are north winds. Notice this pop of purple right here. There's no city I plotted there. That's 103 mile an hour gust, which would be in southwest Orange County Thursday morning. 86 in Sanford at 11 a.m. Thursday, 91 Daytona Beach. And those northwest winds are the strongest part, then start to pull away by Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. We'll talk much more about the county-by-county breakdowns coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, and you can depend on Noah and the rest of our Fox 35 storm team to keep a close eye on Hurricane Milton. We will have a team of meteorologists here around the clock to keep you informed. But if you can't watch TV or if you lose power during the storm, download the Fox 35 Storm Team weather app because you'll still get updates sent to your phone. Any alerts will go there, and you can watch us live as the hurricane hits.
Now, there's a big list of school closures all across Central Florida, but the big takeaway is that all local public schools are closed Wednesday and Thursday. Some are also closed tomorrow. Others also closed through the end of the week on Friday as well. We have a rolling ticker at the bottom of your screen with all of the closures, and you can find exactly your school district and your college on our website at fox35orlando.com.
Now, some people in Longwood have been swamped with flooding for months, just about every time it rains.
As a pipe sits full of concrete, neighbors say a fix just won't come soon enough. A homeowner in the Shadow Bay community filled a storm drain with concrete. Neighbors have set up a pump to help move some of the water away from the homes. While other neighborhoods are wondering whether they may flood in Shadow Bay, they consider it a given. The county says a contractor is scheduled to fix the cement-filled pipe, but won't be able to start the work for at least a month as they wait on materials. And zookeepers at the Central Florida Zoo are working to make sure animals stay safe.
They're even getting a little creative as the animals shelter in place. The men's restroom will serve as a holding space for one of the zoo's small antelope species. Zookeepers have moved birds indoors, and primates will be secured in their holdings during Hurricane Milton. Now, animals will have plenty of food to last for several days. They have done lots of planning to assure all of the animals' safety.
We just do a lot of preparation beforehand to make sure that everything is fine, all the fence lines are good, all the glass is secure, and that all the animals are safe, happy, and healthy.
The Central Florida Zoo in Sanford will be closed Tuesday through Thursday. Starting Wednesday night, Volusia County will go under a strict curfew ahead of the storm.
The sheriff says anyone caught out when they're not supposed to be will have to pay out $500. Fox 35's Kelsey Cairns joins us live. And Kelsey, the sheriff wants people to take this threat seriously.
Yes, that's exactly right. And as you just mentioned, Sheriff Mike Chitwood, he was speaking with several county leaders earlier this evening at the Emergency Operations Center. Fox 35 cameras rolling as all of those officials kind of came over the airways to let everyone know about, the evacuation orders, which you've heard about just a few moments ago, and also this curfew. As you mentioned, that's starting Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And Sheriff Mike Chitwood says, he's going to fine people if he finds you out on the street.
We'll be stopping anything that's on the street. It's a $500 fine if you violate that. The objective here is to let first responders do their job. We don't want to see people who are sightseeing turn into casualties. And lastly, let's understand it. We have opportunists here who want to take advantage of a bad situation. And my response to that is, if we get our hands on you, it's enhanced penalties.
Now, Wilbur by the Sea is one of the areas where the county is asking people to evacuate ahead of the storm. You remember back in 2022, back-to-back hurricanes Ian and Nicole sent those homes crashing into the sea. It's one of the many reasons why Volusia County is cracking down on those curfews. This is also the roads are clear and they can get to anyone who needs help. So Chitwood is also imploring everyone in the county, that's not just by the beaches, not just by Wilbur by the Sea, that's all of Volusia County, stay indoors. indoors and, of course, abide by that curfew. As he mentioned earlier this evening, it is really not safe to be outside, especially when this hurricane starts to get closer and closer, not to just Volusia County, but all throughout Central Florida. Reporting live in Volusia County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Kelsey. Brightline is suspending service to and from Orlando all day Wednesday and Thursday. This means all northbound trips from Miami will end in West Palm Beach. Brightline says it will assess track conditions to determine when service in Orlando will pick back up. And Sunrail will also be suspending service starting tomorrow, expected to last through at least Thursday. Coming up here next on Fox 35 News at 10 is Florida braces for another storm. A reminder of the last storm still lingering with scenes like this one. We take you in a neighborhood still clearing debris from Helene.
But first, we're saving you some cash tonight with the Fox 35 Pump Patrol. We found gas for $3.02 a gallon at the Speedway on West Fairbanks Avenue near I-4 in Winter Park.
Get ready. The competition really cooks on the new Fox Thursday.
Get out! Gordon Ramsay, I thought I heard someone shouting obscenities.
Hell's Kitchen ignites with head chefs only.
Head chefs only? Eagles only!
And
something was baked here, but has since gone missing.
Crime Scene Kitchen is serving up all new delicious mysteries.
If this is what was baked in Crime Scene Kitchen, you ain't going home today.
Gordon and Joel make Thursdays tasty, starting at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Central Florida Eats is now streaming on Fox Local. Every episode, go inside a new restaurant, from tacos to seafood to the best burger for your bite. Just download Fox Local now.
They found the body.
Fox's new hit mystery show, Murder in a Small Town, will keep you guessing every week.
I like figuring things out.
And Tuesday, it's all new.
Your brother's son is missing. I need you to come to the station.
You're very good at that. The steely gaze. I bet people just start babbling.
I think we're done here.
Hurry up!
Predatory nature never sleeps.
Murder in a Small Town, all new Tuesday on Fox.
And all week, we're tracking Hurricane Milton, a Category 5 storm in the Gulf.
And Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Noah Berggren brings us up to date tonight. Noah, we have some breaking news. The 11 o'clock update just came out. What does it show?
Yeah, Luann, the pressure has come up a little bit. It's gotten about maybe 10 or so millibars, not as intense from earlier. Still 914 millibars, which is very intense. Sustained winds now 165, still Category 5, moving due east at 9. This is briefly part of an eyewall replacement cycle and also some interaction with northern Mexico here. But the expectation is it will probably re-strengthen overnight tonight, heading into tomorrow. So the pressure earlier this evening of 897 millibars puts it as number 5 for the strongest, most intense hurricane in the Gulf, Caribbean, or Atlantic history. Wilma in 05 at 882 millibars stays as number 1. It's possible this could take another dive stronger tomorrow before it starts to move more to the northeast. So here's the new track. Notice 8 a.m. Tuesday, 165 gust to 200. The Hurricane Center has noted there's the potential tomorrow afternoon for this to do one more window of rapid intensification. So it's possible right in here we see as intense or even more intense than it was earlier this evening. Then 8 a.m. Wednesday, Category 4. 8 o'clock Wednesday, Category 3. Just because the category goes down, don't think the impacts are going away. That is not the takeaway from this. Category 3 to a 2 over Orlando, to a 1 over Titusville, then going east towards Bermuda Thursday night. Heading into Friday is a non-tropical low by the time it gets to Bermuda. One change the Hurricane Center did do is push the track south by about 10 miles. Now, that's a big difference. For Tampa, if the center goes, I can't stress enough, even though, we're covering Orlando area here. For Tampa folks, 20 miles on either side of the bay means the difference between 15 feet and catastrophic surge for the city everywhere downtown versus the surge being Sarasota, AMI, Bradenton, and south. So that's one thing of this whole storm. We're not going to know until probably hours before landfall. Does the eye go here? Does the eye go here? But again, the cone tells you where the center is possible to go, and the white line is the most likely as of right now. You see coming right into Tampa Bay, right over Lakeland, then up towards Kissimmee. So there's one more view of the current intensity as of right now. Let me walk you through our Fox model one more time. Actually, I'm going to show you this here as we go forward through tomorrow, 9:30. You see just a couple of passing showers for your Tuesday. Now, going into Wednesday, we start off calm. Here we go with these outer bands. I want to zoom this out for you here and show you a couple of things. So let me zoom this out and show you because I'm doing a little bit of freewheeling here because I want to give you the most clear forecast I can give you. So let me zoom this out and show you. Here's 7:30 Wednesday. Now, something that is different than a lot of hurricanes is that the forward motion is where you divide this into quadrants. So the forward motion right here is like this. Forward motion is like that at this point. So if you divided this into quadrants based on that, like that, and like this, it's normally, this is the dirty side. These are the dirty quadrants. But this time, this hurricane is an odd case where all of the mega rain and flooding is north of the track. So think about it in your head. As the center comes in, it's these quadrants where the big rain will be, these quadrants where the tornadoes will be found as we go through Wednesday night heading into Thursday. So let me clear that off and walk you through the rest of this here slowly. So there's 9:30 Wednesday. Notice the eye still offshore. We're expecting a landfall probably after midnight. There's 1 a.m. Thursday. Notice our Fox model. I'll zoom this in so you can see. Our Fox model is right over Tampa. This is the center of the hurricane right there. And this would funnel extreme storm surge right through the bridge there and right up into downtown. But if the eye is over here, that spares the city. So that's something we will watch for our West Coast friends Wednesday night into Thursday. And then notice the eye from there comes right towards Orlando Thursday morning. North of there, lots of rain. Now for our coastal communities, it's this aspect Thursday midday up here. That's where the surge will be most as we get the winds that switch and come out of the northwest and blow right into coastal St. John's, Duval, Flagler, northern Brevard County, Volusia County. That's when we'll experience our 2 to 5 foot storm surge in Daytona Beach, New Smyrna Beach, and then going up towards Palm Coast, the area, and in those places I've circled in black. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how this is going to play out. We will talk much more about Milton in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Noah, sounds good. Thank you. Well, a shocking image we are still seeing tonight is just how much storm debris still needs to be picked up from Florida's last hurricane.
You see it on people's lawns piled up along the streets. Governor DeSantis says it's a 24/7 effort to clean it all up. Fox 35's Jennifer Vaglis takes us to some of those streets that are about to get walloped again.
Strong winds, heavy rain, and storm surge expected in just a couple of days, all while some of the city of Tampa's streets still look like this.
We are doing all that we can to get this household debris up off the street.
Items that won't mix well with Hurricane Milton.
Couches, refrigerators, appliances, really anything that was susceptible to water damage.
The city doing what it can to clear streets from those items.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time and we won't be able to get the yard waste up. So do what you can to bring that into the garage, secure it in some way, whatever fashion you can.
On Sunday, Mayor Castor asking licensed and insured contractors for help. One of them, College Hunks Hauling Junk and Moving.
As soon as the opportunity came in, we made sure that we prioritized accordingly.
Their 10 crews and 7 haulers.
We've gone through close to 40 truckloads just today alone.
Mostly sticking to South Tampa's West Shore neighborhoods.
Roughly, that's about close to 100 tons of debris just in the past day and a half.
The city also encourages residents to discard their own debris at the McKay Bay transfer station. Jennifer Vaglis, Fox 35 News.
Coming up next here on Fox 35 News at 10, a murder trial with national attention was supposed to kick off this morning, but Hurricane Milton pumped the brakes. When it picks back up, ahead.
Our nightlights take us to downtown Orlando on this Monday night. Thanks for watching Fox 35 News at 10. Look at that cloud layer, keeping the lights shining bright. We're back in a little more than 3 minutes.
Here in Central Florida, our weather is always changing. I know how important quality time is with your family. I will not waste your time. It's a great day to have a good day. Join me on Good Day Orlando. You can depend on me. Around the clock.
Depend on us, the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Wake up with me on Good Day Orlando. I'll prepare you for your day ahead.
Join me weeknights on Fox 35 News. Know what's coming.
From morning
to night, depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at spillyourguts.org.
Hey family! For our new season of Sherry, we're trying out new entrances. This might be a bit much, but you can stay. Can we get those men back to help me? Is my wig still on? Let's just keep it simple. This fall, it's a new season. Get ready.
Sherry, weekdays at 1 on Fox 35 Plus.
The suitcase murder trial scheduled to start today with jury selection.
But because of the storm, the trial of Sarah Boone will be delayed.
Things started with Boone rejecting the state's plea deal of 15 years in prison for a manslaughter charge. Well, now Boone faces a second-degree murder charge for allegedly zipping up her boyfriend in a suitcase and then leaving him there to die back in 2020. Now the lowest sentence for that would be 22 and a half years behind bars. Jury selection continues on Monday. And we will be streaming the suitcase murder trial from gavel to gavel when it does start. You can watch it on our website. Just go to fox35orlando.com/live. Well, the late news at 11 is coming up next.
Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie is here to kick things off. Hi, Hannah.
Hey guys, even with cell service disruptions, there's a way you can use the map on your phone to still get around. Whether you've weathered dozens of storms or this is your first, we've got some storm prep tips coming up at 11 that you may not have heard of.
And what's your handicap?
With all due respect, I don't think you're allowed to ask that. Golf stinks. I'm done.
Universal Basic Guys is television's #1 comedy.
Actually, it's better.
Universal Basic Guys, Sundays on Fox.
Football is back. Cash in with a Good Day Orlando Gridiron giveaway.
You could win $500.
Watch Good Day Orlando weekdays from 6 to 7 a.m.
Spot the keyword and then go to fox35orlando.com to enter.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Fox Wednesday. Prepare.
The votes are in.
For
I can't look.
A double elimination.
The stakes are as high as Robin's falsetto.
All new Masked Singer. Then the strategy becomes intimidation.
Let's go.
But are these threats real?
I got perfect ACT score.
Or are these players bluffing?
Pass. Are you serious? I don't know what to believe anymore.
The floor is all new after The Masked Singer. Wednesday on Fox.
At 11 starts now with a new track on the storm.
Good evening and thanks for staying up with me at 11. I'm Hannah McKenzie. That brand new track for Hurricane Milton just came out. It's on your screen right now. So let's get right over to meteorologist Noah Berger and know what is the latest with this.
Yeah, Hannah, the timing has stayed steady with this new track. We're looking at a landfall overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. So let's bring you that information. 165 sustained, movement due east at 9. Now the Hurricane Center notes, and I will echo this sentiment, that there's the possibility tomorrow it undergoes a period of more intensification between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. So not on this graphic where it could get more intense than it was earlier tonight. So we'll watch for that, but I don't want to focus on that. I wanted to focus on the impact of this storm to Florida, and it's going to be a powerful hurricane, a destructive hurricane that we need to be very prepared for. By 8 o'clock Wednesday, a Category 3 sustained winds 125, gusts to 155. So a 3 hitting Tampa, a Category 2 over Orange County, and then a Category 1 over Titusville. exiting Thursday midday into afternoon, and then from there it goes off towards Bermuda by late in the week. So the cone, remember, tells you where the center may go, not the extent of the impacts. But that white line is the most likely path of the eye of the storm, which currently is basically paralleling I-4 from Tampa to Orlando. And if you take this verbatim, about Titusville is where the Hurricane Center says the eye will pass over sometime Thursday morning. There's the big view. Out ahead of the hurricane, there's nothing to impede this falling apart. It will strike Florida as a major hurricane. The reason why the pressure and wind have come down a little bit is because a little bit of lane interaction with Mexico, but you can still see it's a very tiny eye. In fact, this is the third smallest eye on record in this part of the world. Only smaller eyes in a hurricane were Charlie in Wilma. It's only a few miles wide, the eye. It's extremely small, but fiercely intense. And earlier tonight, 897 millibars made this the 5th strongest hurricane by pressure in the Gulf, Atlantic, or Caribbean. Wilma, Gilbert, the Labor Day hurricane in 1935, then Rita, all in that neighborhood. So we've got hurricane warnings for Central Florida, tropical storm warnings in orange. If you're on the East Coast and you're asking, Noah, why are we not in a hurricane warning? Will we be? You're probably going to end up under one. It's just the Weather Service has not issued one yet. So don't think if you're in Daytona Beach, oh, not getting hurricane weather. Not to take away. You'll be under a hurricane warning too, probably at some point tomorrow. And when you are, you'll hear your phone buzz with that EAS tone. Don't be alarmed. It's just the Weather Service sending you a hurricane warning. So I expect the entire area, Hannah, will be under a hurricane warning tomorrow for Wednesday night into Thursday. I'll walk you through that forecast hour by hour coming up in a few minutes.
Well, Fox 35 has you covered. Our team is out across Central Florida tonight. We've got the latest on the roads, sandbag locations, evacuation orders, really everything you need to know ahead of Hurricane Milton. And we start with traffic. A sea of red lights is packing some areas, but, you know, it's pretty steady going in other areas. But we are taking a look near Wildwood, where people are fleeing Milton's path, driving through Central Florida on their way to safety. Randy Hildreth is live from Turkey Lake in Orange County tonight. So, Randy, we are seeing a lot of gas stations out of gas. You actually found a station where people are getting lucky. They're lining up behind you.
Yeah, so I'm here at that rest stop, and you can see behind me folks are filling up. But as you mentioned, that's not the case in some places across Central Florida and across the state. I want to first start with numbers. I was looking at Gas Buddy data. They say about 9% of gas stations across Florida are without gas right now. Obviously, closer to places like Tampa along the coast, that number is even higher. The very latest for Central Florida, Orlando, Daytona Beach areas, about 3% of gas stations in our area are reportedly without gas. I happened to be trying to fill up earlier and found myself at a gas station without gas. If you take a look at your screen, I snapped a picture of the racetrack off Lee Road. This evening, you can see those red stickers on the pumps signaling that they were out of gas, at least momentarily. Before you panic, I was able to get down the street and find a place that did have gas, but it is a real concern for people as they monitor this storm getting closer. When I've been talking to people here at the Turkey Lake Road rest stop, people are either evacuating, heading farther down south, some trying to get to Gainesville. They stopped here, get a little something to eat, and then gas up. Many saying they have passed gas stations that were temporarily closed because they were out of gas. Other stops, they were able to get some gas, but they did have to wait in some pretty long lines to fill up.
I had to wait for like 20 minutes to get gas. Everybody was just trying to get gas because they were uncertain if they were going to be able to.
We saw that many of the gas stations have been closed. We were able to find one in Pompano Beach that was still open.
Yeah, so it may take a little bit of searching. Again, at this point, the very latest from Gas Buddy, about 3% of gas stations in the Orlando area up towards Daytona Beach are without gas. If you are near the Turkey Lake Road rest stop, again, as you can see behind me, a lot of folks gassing up, and there's still some gas available here. But for now, I'll send it back to you live tonight. Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
All right, thanks, Randy. Mandatory evacuation orders are coming for 2 Central Florida counties, Volusia and Marion. These orders impact anyone living in low-lying, flood-prone areas, mobile homes, and RVs. In Marion County, that mandatory evacuation order starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. For Volusia County, the order starts Wednesday at 8 a.m. Kelsey Cairns is in Volusia County right now and spoke with a few people who need to leave their homes.
Mobile home communities right where I'm standing actually are really the areas that are most vulnerable, and that's why Volusia County is putting out these mandatory evacuation orders. Now, earlier this evening, I spoke to neighbors here in the Lake Helen Villa mobile home community who really tell me they're just trying to ride this out. Now, neighbors say they want to ride out this storm, and these were the women that we spoke to earlier this evening. They were hanging out on their porch when Fox 35 rolled up to ask them really how they were preparing for the storm. One woman, Betty Ebbison, who we spoke to, says she was invited to stay with friends or family in Georgia or in South Carolina. However, she just says she's staying here.
The last time when I evacuated because of Matthew, it was a 12-hour drive to do 4.5 hours. It was not pleasant. I had some health issues the next morning that I had never had before, and so I'm okay to stay.
Now, to reiterate, those who have to evacuate in Volusia County, that's not just by the beaches, that evacuation order starts at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. So those are areas east of the Intracoastal Waterway. That's Halifax, Indian, and St. Johns Rivers. If you lived in a manufactured or mobile home, just like the community where we are. Also, low-lying areas and other areas that are prone to flooding, and campsites as well as RV recreational parks are among those areas that must evacuate. And speaking to those evacuation orders and those evacuation areas that we just showed you on your screen, Fox 35, we have a list of all of the shelters that are available for you to use if you do have to get out of your home and head somewhere safe to ride out this storm. Of course, the county says you really should be heeding all their warnings. It's really for your own safety. For a list of those shelters, head to our website, fox35orlando.com. Reporting in Volusia County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
All right, thanks, Kelsey. Well, despite no mandatory evacuation order in effect for Brevard County, at least not yet, some residents are choosing to get out anyway. The Space Coast communities will see some serious wind even after the storm passes over Florida. People tell us even though they're on the opposite side of the state where the hurricane is making landfall, they're not taking any chances.
We're living on the barrier islands, so, you never know what's going to happen with storm surge. You never know what's going to happen with flooding. I mean, flooding's a big deal.
Yes, it is. And just a reminder, if you do evacuate, make sure you bring all pets, medications, and important documents with you. Well, people are flocking to sandbag locations, so much so that one in Lake Mary actually ran out of bags before the sunset. Marie Edinger is at that sandbag location tonight. So, Marie, how did people react when they heard that news?
Well, they reacted pretty poorly. A lot of them were kind of confused when they showed up, saw no bags here, but look at it now. I mean, it's not just a lack of bags, it's a lack of sand altogether. And people have been showing up so consistently. We actually saw some guy come here a little after 10 p.m. He saw the shovels. He thought there was enough sand to maybe get some bags together, but he was lacking that one ingredient, the bags that they ran out of around 5 o'clock this afternoon, or excuse me, this evening. So people were coming pretty consistently. There were lots of people who did show up with their own bags, so people did leave safely in that case. I talked with one woman who said her mom's house floods really often, so her kids were helping her mom, and she came to fill up sandbags for her own house. She says the sandbags have made a huge difference for her in the past, and she's trying something new this time too.
Definitely helpful, yes. And I also seen on someone's reel that they put the tarp down and then put the bags down to seal around the base of the home to kind of keep the water out. So I think that might work out as well.
I did call Seminole County. They said they'll bring more sand and more bags out bright and early tomorrow morning. Live in Lake Mary, Marie Edinger, Fox 35 News.
All right, thanks so much, Marie. You can stick with Fox 35 News as we continue to track Hurricane Milton. Don't forget to download the Fox 35 News app and the Fox 35 Storm Team weather app to get alerts sent straight to your phone. Remember, if you lose power during the storm, you can also watch us live via those apps. Coming up, some last-minute storm prep tips that could make things easier for you now and after the storm passes.
One of the things that we need to make sure of is you keep your main breaker off so if they energize your house, you are not causing a electrical fire.
We've got 6 more quick tips you're not going to want to miss. Also, all is fair in love and weather. Hurricane Milton put a major twist in this couple's love story, how they managed to still find love in a hopeless place. Before we head to break, though, our night lights take us to downtown Orlando. Always a stunning sight to see. Central Florida, we have got you covered as we prepare for Hurricane Milton together.
Backstage Experience goes behind the scenes with everything entertainment.
Every new movie, every new game.
Join us for your first look.
Just in time for the weekend.
Streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights at 7 p.m.
Only on Fox Local.
Preheat your ovens and your brains.
Thursdays, Crime Scene Kitchen is cooking.
Look, what is this?
The crumbs lead to clues.
If this is what was baked in Crime Scene Kitchen, you ain't going home today.
Crime Scene Kitchen, all new Thursdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Hang on. Oh, my God. Nailed it.
Sundays.
Hell yeah.
They're dudes.
Golf sucks. I'm done.
Being dudes.
Whoa, they got a freaking bathroom just for pooping. Oh, that is not whipped cream.
Doing dude stuff.
Don't worry. I'm not going to bother you guys so you can go funnel wings into your butt.
Finally, we have a safe space for our marginalized community.
Universal Basic Guys. All new Sundays on Fox.
As Hurricane Milton takes aim at Florida, there is a lot to remember before you evacuate or shelter in place. Whether this is your first storm or you're an expert at storm prepping, Allie Corey has a few tips that you might not know about.
As Milton churns in the Gulf, power companies are already warning about widespread outages.
Widespread extended power outages.
They will have extended outages.
Customers should expect to have widespread and extended outages.
Make sure you charge any device that provides light, including laptops, tablets, cameras, and video cameras. Turn off your breaker box if you're in an evacuation zone or your home floods. We saw homes go up in flames during Helene.
One of the things that we need to make sure of is you keep your main breaker off so if they energize your house, house, you are not causing a electrical fire.
There may be a time we won't have water access, so fill empty water bottles and other containers with water and put them in the freezer. Fill every tub and sink with water so you can flush the toilet. And always remember to keep flushing to a minimum. We want our wastewater plants to be able to keep up. And most importantly, keep calm and check on your neighbors.
Check on them, take care of them, bring them into your home, right? Let's all take care of each other.
Allie Corey, Fox 35 News.
It is also important to have cash on hand. ATMs will not work during a power outage. And lastly, you can go to Google Maps or Apple Maps on your phone and toggle on the download offline maps option. That way, if cell service is disrupted, you can still get where you need to go. Well, breaking news just into our newsroom. Osceola County School District says it is canceling school for tomorrow. That is Tuesday, October 7th. The district says it will continue to closely monitor the impacts of the storm with Osceola County Emergency Management before making a decision about school on Friday. Hurricane Milton is a monster storm. This is what it looks like from space. NASA says the ISS flew over the Category 5 storm this morning. Right now, Milton is in the Gulf. We are checking back in with Noah now, though. Break down that timing for us, Noah.
Yeah, Hannah, tomorrow is a good day to finish all of your preps. Not much anything of concern tomorrow. It's Wednesday night. Things really go downhill fast. 11 o'clock advisory, 165 sustained east at 9. There's your major hurricane. This has undergone an astronomically fast rate of intensification, one of the fastest ever from a Cat 1 to a Cat 5. All right, wind gusts in pink, this pink purplish color, 100+ miles an hour. This is my hand-drawn, our hand-drawn forecast we've gone through in the Weather Center. In red, hurricane force, Brevard, Osceola, Marion. The only exception where the gusts might be not as strong is Alachua, Dixie, Gilchrist counties. Now, if you're looking at this carefully, you might interest and go, what is this right here? On the back side, the winds will actually increase briefly, and right on coastal Volusia and Flagler County, there could be a little window Thursday where the gusts could get to or just over 100. So to heighten your awareness to that fact, on the back side, I've added that little pink coloring there to bring that to your attention. When should you be in your place that you're going to ride out the storm? 2 o'clock in red. This is Wednesday. 4 o'clock in yellow, which is everywhere from the metro and points east. All right, rain, we've talked about this extensively. Here's your visual evidence. Along and left of the track, 6 to 12, 8 to 18 inches of rain. I'll show you that one more time, and you can see that along and south of the track, still rain, just not quite as severe, not quite as major. For our area, look, this is a model. It's not going to be perfect. Just take it as the big picture. This 17 inches right here could be over Daytona, could be over DeLand, it could be over Lake Mary for all that I know. But the point is, this band northwest of the track will be there. That's where all the major rain totals will be. All right, so tomorrow, here's 9 in the morning, a couple of showers, 3:30, a couple of showers. Finish your preps tomorrow, food, supplies. A good thing to do is also fill your bathtub with water, as we've said several times now, because you can make use of that in several different ways after the fact. Going into Wednesday now. 7, 8 in the morning, a couple of showers, last minute preps. It's really after lunchtime Wednesday, the outer bands come in. Here's 3 o'clock on Wednesday, coming into Celebration, Disney Springs, Kissimmee, St. Cloud, Osceola County. Notice how quickly those outer bands fill in, 6:30 Wednesday evening. And it's any of these storms in these outer bands that could produce tornadoes. And we'll also have the very strong winds coming in through the night. Notice the bands continue. This is 9, 10 o'clock, 1 in the morning Thursday. Now we're talking about a landfall of the eye right here. Remember, around a hurricane, the winds are going counterclockwise. Miles matter. If the eye goes south of Tampa, the bay gets spared the extreme surge. If the eye goes just north, like our Fox model shows, they get, unfortunately, what will turn out to be a generational storm surge in Tampa Bay. So that's something we're going to watch for there. Then as some wind shear interacts with the storm and some drier air, notice how, contrary to like a lot of storms, if you slice this in 4, north of the eye is where all the rain is. South of it, notice not as much, but the wind will still be equally as strong. There goes the eye offshore, 10 o'clock Thursday. By 1:30 Thursday, here's the eye of the hurricane. Very strong northerly winds into Daytona Beach, Palm Coast, New Smyrna. That's when you'll get you a storm surge into Volusia and Flagler County is Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. Those winds on Wednesday, during the day, they start to pick up 20 to 30 miles an hour as we go into Wednesday afternoon. Maybe a couple of gusts over 40. By Wednesday night, a couple of gusts over 50. Notice what happens, though, as that eye gets closer. Here come the peak of the winds, 6 a.m. Thursday, and I think the winds will be strongest on the backside. So winds north to south here, south to north here. Notice those winds on the backside, 81 mile an hour in Clermont, 73 in Kissimmee. This is 10 a.m. Thursday. 90 miles an hour in Lake Mary, Sanford, Altamont, 79 miles an hour in downtown Orlando, 91 in Daytona Beach. And again, the backside winds are the strongest with this, and then this will pull away out to shore, out to sea, I should say, excuse me, by Thursday afternoon. As is generally the case, there will be very nice weather for the weekend. But unfortunately, I have high confidence there's going to be a lot to clean up, a lot of destruction. Power in many areas of Orlando probably will be out for a couple of weeks in the most extreme cases. Not for everybody, but in some cases it probably will. Rain chances go down. It'll be very nice Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but we'll be here every step of the way to get you through Milton Wednesday night into Thursday. Hannah.
All right, thanks, Noah. That hurricane is putting travel plans on pause. The latest from the airport in just a few. And a couple traveled 12 hours for a dream vacation. Hurricane Milton turned it into a nightmare. But not even a Category 5 storm could stop this love story. You'll want to stick around to hear this one. We'll be right back.
Nightlights is sponsored by Ocean Bank, taking business further.
And just like that, she starts to grin. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water. On her own, she's in the zone. Resilience building in her bones. There's something in the water. On and off the boat, she flies. A force of nature on the rise. There's something in the water.
Light it up! TV's biggest game show is back, and it's even bigger.
This is not the same floor.
Now with 100 players battling for territory.
Let's do it!
The Floor, only Wednesdays on Fox, and watch anytime on Hulu.
I love living in Central Florida. There's so much uniqueness, not only when it comes to the different cultures here, but also when it comes to forecasting the weather. I'm a meteorologist. The community and the environment are important to me. Thrifting is so my jam. Thrifting supports local businesses, it's good for the community, and it's also good for the environment. Thrift shopping is a green choice, and it's a way we can all reduce waste. When you take care of the environment, you're ensuring a better tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow on Good Day Orlando.
This is Hal's Kitchen, head chefs only.
Big egos.
Get it together.
We do this every day.
Mean big blow-ups for Gordon.
Come on! Where is the passion?
Hell's Kitchen head chefs only. All new Thursday on Fox.
Starting Wednesday at 8 a.m., MCO is shutting down operations for commercial passengers. Crews are now working to prepare the airport ahead of the storm's arrival. Milton has people rushing to get out of Florida.
By him going back home to New Orleans, it's just better safe than sorry.
It's important because if we lose the power telling Mom, because I know Mom is staying here?
I'm telling Mom to be safe.
MCO doesn't shut down often. The last time they did was during Hurricanes Ian and Nicole. That was 2 years ago. With all the airport closures and delays, Hurricane Milton is putting some big dents in travel plans. But for one couple, even a hurricane can't get in the way of their love. Jessica Ely explains how they still found love in a hopeless place.
Hurricane Milton put a wrench in lots of people's plans, none more so than Nikina Van Meter and her family.
Yeah, kind of freaks me out, especially with a lot of water.
They traveled to Central Florida 13 hours by car from Kentucky, arriving on Saturday. Her son had one very important thing on his to-do list.
My son was going to propose to his girlfriend at Disney.
But given the weather and keeping safety in mind, he still found a way to make it work.
He proposed to her at the lighthouse tonight.
Volusia County is ordering mandatory evacuations east of the Intercoastal Highway. Plus, there will be a curfew on Wednesday ahead of Milton making landfall in Florida.
We'll be stopping anything that's on the street. It's a $500 fine if you violate that.
This isn't the vacation they were expecting, but they're making the best of it. Jessica Ely, Fox 35 News.
All eyes on Milton. When we come back, we're checking in with Noah Bergeron for the latest on this Cat 5 hurricane. Stay with us.
The intensity is on a whole new level.
Hell's Kitchen is cooking with
Head chefs only.
Head chefs only? Eagles only. This is going to be a savage competition.
Fox Thursdays.
She's a bulldog. It's hot!
Big egos.
Get it together.
We do this every day.
Mean big blow-ups for Gordy.
Would you eat this?
No, chef.
But you expect them to eat it. Where is the passion?
Hell's Kitchen head chefs only. All new Thursdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu. It's Fox 35's Let It Glow for Halloween. We want to see your spooky decorations. Take a photo or video and send it to us at fox35orlando.com/letitglow. Yeah, Fox 35's Let It Glow is sponsored by Collis Roofing.
And we are continuing to track Hurricane Milton. Here's a live view of the radar tonight. Thanks for sticking with us here on the News Edge at 11. All right, coming up on 11:29 tonight. Things are quiet. Listen, before we go through more graphics, I just wanted to make mention of something because a lot of people are sending messages about everything. Some of you may have storm anxiety. It's a real thing. I understand that. It's an actual real thing. If you're new to Florida, you've never been through a hurricane, I just want you to know I understand how some of you may have storm anxiety. After having gone through deadly tornadoes in Kentucky, I understand. It's real. It impacts people. Extreme weather, we're going to get you through it. But you don't need to be alarmed if you're informed. You know it's coming. You hope because you're watching this, you've been following us. Take advantage of tomorrow. Get prepared tomorrow. Are a lot of people going to lose power? Yes. Are many of you going to lose it for weeks? Probably. Are many of you going to have trees down in your yard? Probably. But if you're prepared, we're going to get through this. Now, one reason why the wind threat is very high is the ground is saturated. In the past week, we've had 6 to 10 inches of rain. There's some more rain down in South Florida tonight, but here's what you need to know in summary for tonight. This will be a very major impact for all of Central Florida. Widespread power loss, tree damage. I think the wind gusts will challenge the highest ever observed in Orlando, which I have to confirm this, but if I remember what I was looking at before, I believe it's Charlie in 04, 105. I think the record's 105 Orlando. We're going to get close to that Wednesday night into Thursday. The peak of the storm, 6 o'clock Wednesday to noon Thursday. All right, let me walk you through this graphic slowly from top to bottom. Tornadoes, Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, Thursday morning. That's when EF0, EF1, and EF2 tornadoes are possible in those outer bands. Wind gusts, the hurricane force gusts, Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Thursday midday, hurricane force being 75 plus. I think 75 to 100 is a fair broad brush for all of Central Florida. Rain, it's not going to rain every hour. And in fact, as that dry air aloft comes in, there'll be several hours where you look out your window and it's not raining, but it's hurricane winds, Brevard, Osceola, south of the track. So that's why I want to make this clear. It is not going to be raining every minute this is impacting us. But north of the track, 6 to 12 inches of rain. Some spots could get 1.5 feet or even 2 feet, but 6 to 12 is a good call for everyone north of the track. And storm surge 2 to 5 feet, Flagler and Volusia County, especially those of you who are impacted by Ian and Nicole. You want to watch this closely because even though it's not the 15 feet they could get in the Tampa area, 5 feet of storm surge with how exposed and eroded some of our coastline is could be a very, very big deal Thursday morning and midday. Hannah, the good news I have to share in closing is that the weekend and next week will be nice, but unfortunately it'll probably be spent cleaning up after Milton.
All right, thanks, Noah. And just as a reminder, this is the latest track for Milton. It came out just at the top of our newscast right around 11 o'clock. So please stick with Fox 35 for everything you need to know about Hurricane Milton as it gains closer to our coast. Good Day Orlando starts tomorrow at 4 a.m. And don't forget to download our free
Let's do it. Is the intimidation real?
I got perfect ACT score.
Or are these players bluffing?
Pass. Pass. Are you serious? I don't know what to believe anymore.
The Floor, all new Wednesday after The Masked Singer on Fox.